Civilization is effectively a subscription service. You pay your taxes, you obey the laws, and in exchange the lights stay on, the water runs clear, and the police ostensibly show up when you call 911. But what happens when the server crashes? What happens when the subscription is canceled? Without your permission, the system relies on one fundamental truth: to keep you compliant. Dependency. It needs you to be hungry, blind, and disconnected the moment the grid fails, because a dependent population is a manageable population. If you can feed, treat, and protect yourself without swiping a credit card or asking permission, you are no longer a consumer. You are a glitch, you are a liability. Today we are looking at the hardware that breaks the terms of service. These are the 10 items that shift the power. Dynamic from the state to the individual. They aren't illegal, at least not yet, but they are certainly discouraged because owning them implies that you don't trust the safety net, and you shouldn't. Item number 1 is the uncomfortable reality of medical gatekeeping. In a collapse, infection kills you faster than starvation and quieter than a looter. The system tells you that antibiotics are a controlled substance locked behind a prescription wall to prevent resistance. That is valid in a functioning society, but in a blackout your doctor isn't coming. If you step on a rusty nail or drink bad water, you have about 3 days before sepsis shuts down your organs. The loophole here is found in the aquarium aisle. Certain antibiotics marketed for fish are chemically identical to human versions: amoxicillin, ciprofloxacin, cephalexin. The bacteria in a fish tank are biologically similar enough to the ones in your lungs that the chemistry doesn't change. The system relies on you being medically helpless. So you rush to the emergency room. If the emergency room is burning down, a bottle of fish mox isn't just a pet supply. It is the difference between a minor inconvenience and a slow, feverish death. You aren't playing doctor. You are simply refusing to die from a scratch. Item number 2 is information independence. Your smartphone is not a communication device. It is a tracking beacon that occasionally lets you send memes. It relies on cell towers, satellites, and server farms, all of which require massive amounts of power and centralized control. When the lights go out, your phone is just a glowing brick that tells looters exactly where you are standing. The system hates analog two-way radios, specifically programmable ham radios, because they are decentralized. A cheap unblocked handheld radio allows you to listen to unencrypted police frequencies, emergency response channels, and other survivors without relying on a provider. The moment you transmit, you are visible. So the trick is silence. Use them to listen. Information is the most valuable currency in a collapse. Knowing a mob is moving down Main Street 10 minutes before they arrive gives you the one thing money can't buy: time. The system wants you refreshing a news feed that isn't updating. A radio lets you hear the news before it happens. Item number 3 is the master key to the city. We are trained to believe that a locked door is an absolute barrier. It isn't. It is a suggestion. Most residential locks are made of cheap brass and zinc, designed to keep honest people honest. Their security theater, a simple lock pick set or a bump key, exposes this lie in seconds. The system doesn't want you to have these tools because they destroy the illusion of property boundaries. In a survival scenario, scavenging is necessary. If a building is abandoned and contains the medicine or shelter you need, a lock is just a mechanical puzzle standing between you and survival. This isn't about burglary, it is about access. When the fire department collapses, nobody is coming to pry open the door for you. Understanding the mechanics of a pin tumbler lock means the world is no longer closed to you. You don't need force, you need torque and a little bit of patience. Item number 4 turns you into a producer rather than a consumer. The power grid is the ultimate leash. It tethers you to the utility company. If you stop paying or if they stop generating, you freeze. Solar panels are common, but the system prefers you to have grid-tied systems that shut off. When the grid goes down, they don't want you back-feeding the lines and electrocuting linemen, which is fair, but it also means your $50,000 roof array is useless in a blackout. The Blacklist item here is a standalone off-grid power bank with a dedicated solar input, not a gas generator that screams your location to the entire neighborhood with noise and exhaust, but a silent lithium iron phosphate battery paired with portable panels. This allows you to charge radios, run lights, and keep rechargeable tools alive indefinitely. Energy independence means you don't have to sit in the dark waiting for a government truck that might never arrive. Item number 5 is the ability to see what others can't. Humans are diurnal. We are biologically terrified of the dark because we are blind in it. The system solves this with streetlights. When those fail, the night belongs to whoever has the technology to conquer it. Night vision and thermal imaging used to be military-grade tech, restricted and expensive. Now digital night vision is cheap. It's not about looking cool, it's about asymmetry. If you have a flashlight you can see, but everyone can see you, you are a target. If you have night vision you can navigate, scavenge, and patrol in total darkness without emitting visible light. Thermal is even better. It detects heat signatures. You can see a person hiding in a bush or a wild animal stalking you. The system wants you huddled inside, afraid of the dark. Optical dominance lets you own the night. Item number 6 deals with the most immediate biological necessity, water, but not just filtering it. Distillation. A simple water filter removes bacteria, but it does not remove dissolved chemicals or radiation. If a chemical plant explodes or a nuclear device goes off, the water table is poisoned. Boiling won't fix it. Boiling just concentrates the toxins. A distillation setup, basically a simple pot still, boils water into steam and condenses it back into pure H2O. The system is wary of stills because they can produce alcohol. By owning the means to separate pure elements from sludge, you become the local utility company. Item number 7 is the antidote to the surveillance state. We are moving toward a cashless digital society. If the network fails, your digital wallet is empty. The system hates physical, untraceable currency. Pre-1982 pennies are made of copper, worth more than face value, but even more practical are survival currencies like ammunition. In a collapse, a $20 bill is just expensive toilet paper. A box of 9mm rounds has universal value. Item number 8 is the map that doesn't need a satellite. We have outsourced our spatial awareness to GPS. If the GPS constellation is jammed, 99% of the population is lost. Topographic maps and a Lensatic compass are the analog backup. Learning to navigate by terrain association means you can move cross-country, avoiding the choke points and roadblocks on major highways. While everyone else is stuck, you are ghosting through the woods. Item number 9 is the ability to restart agriculture. Modern seeds are often hybrids or sterile by design. Heirloom seeds are non-hybrid, open, pollinated varieties. You plant them, harvest, and save seeds for the next season. A bank of heirloom seeds is a genetic ark. It gives you the power to opt out of the famine. Item number 10 is the most dangerous weapon of all. A physical library. Knowledge is fragile. If the grid dies, the sum of human knowledge vanishes. You can't Google how to treat a bullet wound when towers are dead. Physical books are hard drives that survive an EMP. If you own the books, you own the skills. A library allows you to become a generalist who relies on nothing. These 10 items aren't magic talismans. Owning them doesn't save you. Knowing how to use them saves you. Safety is an illusion paid for with dependency. When the screen goes black, make sure you have your own light. You just need to accept that nobody cares about your survival as much as you do. The blackout is coming.